Have you ever noticed how some lessons are unforgettable, while others disappear the moment class ends? Well, one educator asked the same question, and his answer became one of the most famous learning models in the world. Meet Edgar Dale. Edgar Dale was born in 1900 in North Dakota, USA. He started as a rural school teacher and later earned his PhD from the University of Chicago. He worked with Eastman Kodak Company, researching how people learn through films and media. Later, he became a professor at Ohio State University, where he taught from 1929 to 1970, studying how people learn and how media, like films, pictures, and audio, can make teaching more effective. He wasn't trying to make learning fun, he wanted to make it meaningful. In 1946, he introduced a model that changed education forever: the cone of experience. So, what is the cone of experience? It's a visual guide that shows how different learning experiences, from reading words to actually doing things, affect how well we understand and remember information. It's not a ranking. It's not about best to worst. It simply reminds us that the more concrete and realistic the experience, the deeper the learning. Many people call it the learning pyramid. Some even say, you remember 10% of what you read and 90% of what you do. That is false! Edgar Dale never included any percentages. The cone is not about memory scores, it is about learning experiences. Imagine a cone with layers from top to bottom. At the top, abstract experiences, and the bottom, hands-on, real-world action. Let's break each level down using modern technology. Verbal symbols. Words without sensory cues, like reading text on a page or listening to a podcast. Dale used the word horse to illustrate this. Writing the word horse does not look like a horse, sound like a horse, or feel like a horse. In fact, the letters HORSE don't look, sound, smell, taste, or feel anything like the actual animal. These are highly abstract because they rely on symbols, not experience. In fact, these verbal symbols provide no visual representation or clues to their meaning. Visual symbols. The other highly abstract level includes visual symbols, such as charts, maps, graphs, and diagrams, that are used for conceptual representation. These visual symbols help to make just about any reality into something easier to understand. In fact, from sports team logos to traffic signs, we see symbols everywhere. These symbols help people understand the world. Visuals help your brain create meaning faster than words alone. Just as with verbal symbols, visual symbols help drive understanding by conveying a meaning that is shared by the rest of society. Still images, audio, and recordings. Edgar Dale first created his cone of experience in 1946 using the multimedia tools of his time: recordings, radio, and still pictures. Today, this includes photos, podcasts, and audio files. It's important to note that seeing and hearing are equally abstract. Looking at a photo or listening to an audio recording involves observing symbols, but learners are not actively participating. Both methods provide valuable information, but require minimal engagement from the learner. Examples: a historical photograph, a podcast episode, a recorded speech, or an audio tour of a museum. Motion pictures. Videos, animations, and educational TV show ideas and real-life events through moving images. Learners mainly watch and listen, but these tools still help us understand movement, processes, and abstract concepts. They're flexible too. You can highlight details, slow down steps, or replay sections as needed. In this way, videos act as a window to the world, making learning clearer and easier to follow. Exhibits. The sixth level of Dale's cone of experience introduces meaningful displays with limited handling. Unlike abstract experiences, this level allows learners to engage their senses, mostly through observation and sometimes through interactive elements. Examples: pictures of historical artifacts, scientific models, or art pieces in a museum, as well as interactive displays like touchable models of the solar system or life-size anatomical charts, illustrate this concept. Visiting museums or educational exhibits helps learners see the meaning and relevance of ideas, discoveries, and inventions that are difficult to replicate in a classroom. These displays bring learning to life by connecting observation with real world. Study trips. Study trips give learners the chance to experience the sights and sounds of real-world settings. Most learning happens through observation, but occasional participation, like riding in a fire truck or milking a cow, makes the experience richer. Examples: Pictures of students visiting a farm, exploring industrial manufacturers, or observing a factory in action. Field trips help learners connect classroom training to real-life situations, expand social learning, and provide opportunities that aren't possible in a traditional classroom. Seeing these real-world connections makes learning more meaningful and effective. Demonstration. A demonstration is a visual explanation of facts, ideas, or processes. Learners observe how a task is done, often using pictures, drawings, or videos to clarify the process. Examples: a cooking demo showing step-by-step recipes, a teacher demonstrating a science experiment, or a video showing proper lab safety procedures. Demonstrations are useful when hands-on practice is difficult, but they may not fully replace active participation. Visibility and interpretation can also affect learning. Dramatized experiences. Dramatized experiences involve role-play exercises, where learners actively participate in reconstructed real-life situations. Examples: students practicing a sales negotiation, acting out a historical event, or simulating emergency response drills. These experiences allow learners to experiment safely, understand concepts more deeply, and learn from observing peers, making abstract ideas more tangible. Contrived experiences. The second level of Dale's cone is contrived experiences, where teachers use models and mock-ups to represent reality. These are simplified versions that make complex concepts easier to understand. Examples: a miniature solar system, a model of electric circuit, or a scaled-down version of a factory assembly line. Contrived experiences are practical, easy to visualize, and allow learners to explore and manipulate concepts safely, helping them grasp ideas more effectively than observing reality alone. Direct purposeful experiences. The bottom level of Dale's cone is direct purposeful experiences, where learners actively participate and take responsibility for outcomes. This is the most concrete, least abstract way to learn. Examples: gardening, cooking a recipe, computer assembly, electrical installation, or conducting a science experiment. At this level, learners engage multiple senses: seeing, touching, tasting, and feeling, learning by doing and gaining hands-on understanding of concepts. The cone in modern learning. Today, technology helps us use the cone better. We now use learning apps, online platforms, games, virtual reality, and collaboration tools. A good lessons mix these methods, such as reading, watching, practicing, and creating. This combination creates rich learning experiences. Edgar Dale's cone of experience teaches us one simple truth: the more real, active, and engaging the learning experience, the more we understand, and the more we remember. Thanks to modern technology, we can now explore every layer of the cone, from simple videos to immersive VR labs, helping learning become richer than ever. Edgar Dale's cone of experience is not a rule book, it is a guide. It helps us ask, how can I make learning more real and meaningful? And remember, don't say, you only remember 10% of what you read. Instead say, let's learn in many ways. Because the best learning happens when we see, hear, try, and do. So keep exploring, keep experimenting, and make your learning experiences as real and exciting as possible.